MeteoMark weather update. I hope everyone had a very good 4th of July weekend. Let's take a look at some pictures. Wow, we got a lot of pictures to get into here. And let's take a look at what we got going on here across before we get into the tropics, because we got Tropical Storm Chantal to talk about. Let's take a look at some pictures here, some really nice photos. I'm going to go right to my Gmail account here for those of you that send in pictures, and I'm going to start off here with, let's see what we've got going on here. Alright. We got Derek Rentschler from Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. In fact, I'm going to take, he has 2 different days showing here. So I'm going to take the first day here. Actually, if you take a look here, you got some low-hanging thunderclouds here. This is from 5:45 p.m. on July. He sent these in on July 7th. Take a look at these very low-hanging clouds, very formidable clouds across the area. And this has been the rule across much of the northeast here, portion of the United States. You can see, look at these really dark clouds. Many of you have been reporting in across much of the northeast that you've experienced a lot of cloud structures that are very atypical of, not very typical for that matter, of a developing thunderstorm in the northeast. And take a look at very low-hanging clouds here. Thank you, Derek, for sending these in. And I want to scroll up to his latest photos here, because these are from July 7th. He has some storm damage here. Trees down in Lebanon County, PA here, from Derek Rentschler. And take a look. Let me see if I can stand off the screen as far as I can, because he actually has a tree down here, and pretty good, formidable sized tree. It looks like it could either be a maple or an oak, something to that effect. So very hardwood tree that came down. It takes a lot of winds to take down such a tree, so thank you, Derek, for sending that in. This has been going on in the northeast for quite some time, and it will continue, and I'll discuss that in some of my latest stuff here. I want to go to Manny Piercefield here. He's in northern Kentucky. There's a lot of flooding going on in northern Kentucky, if some of you have not been following this. This is from Saturday, July 6, 2013. Take a look at some of these photos. We got the first photo here. We've got a walkway, it looks like underwater here, right along the river. I'm not sure what river this is, but this is in northern Kentucky. You can see a lot of what is going on here is completely underwater. A lot of recreation fields here underwater, and I believe that's the 4 pictures here across much of the area. And I can see there's a lot of, oh, and here we go, we got even more pictures here. A lot of water overflow going on down the hills here. So you don't have to be in a low-lying area to get flooding. You can get washing down the hilltops here across much of the area. And this has been occurring even in northern Kentucky as that system is bended more towards the west. Thank you, Manny, for sending those in from northern Kentucky. Very nice. I don't get too much from Kentucky, so thank you, Manny, for sending those in. We're going to go over to Lenny Mandela over in, here we go, my Facebook account. My Facebook account, by the way, is MeteoMark, so don't forget to like me on Facebook and MeteoMark. That way you get my micro updates that I do, that I can't always get videos out really quickly, so it's easy to get some micro updates out. Take a look at, I want to take a look at this first video here. He has a video here of some very good lightning. Thank you for sending a video in. I don't get videos very often.
Yes.
You can see, look at this. Very good and formidable lightning. Thank you, Lenny, for sending that in. It's somewhat dangerous to get that stuff, so if you're trying to get it, you gotta have some experience, but Lenny, I think you do. Thank you. And if we take a look at some of the photos across much of the, he's got another photo here of some lightning. Very nice lightning picture here this late at night across much of the area. So this is, he's from Roseland, New Jersey. That's what I remember here. So thank you, Lenny, for sending those in. Lightning storms are occurring in New Jersey as well, even today. So let's take a look at some of the photos here we got going on from Alex DeBro. Here we go. We've got a photo here of some sunshine coming through. Looks like an early morning sunshine here. And then we also have some afternoon. We got some afternoon going on here in lunchtime across. In fact, let me find out here. I don't know if I got an email on this or not, but this is in Florida, I believe. And look at how nice it is. This is lunchtime, and very nice. Thank you, Alex, for sending that in. That looks like paradise right now. He says the low humidity was 90 degrees with low humidity. I'll take 90 degrees with low humidity any days. So let's take a look at all right. Okay. Here we go. We got a lot of photos here. A lot of photos we're loading here. And we go to Lucas D. from Linden, Texas. Take a look at some of these photos here. I believe he has 9 photos here. Oh, what's that? That's another bird here. You can see right on the right-hand corner of your screen. I don't know what that is, but that's an interesting looking bird. Haven't seen one quite like that before. You got some storm clouds here across Linden, Texas. You got a flower here. And as we scroll through these photos, you can see, wow, a lot of lush vegetation here across northeast Texas. That's where Linden, Texas is at. And you can see across much of Texas here, a lot of lush foliage going on. So thank you, Lucas, for sending those in. And I'm going to leave you with a nice Linden, Texas sunset. Yes, I'm a sucker for sunset photos. And as you can see across much of the area, look at this. A beautiful, beautiful Linden, Texas sunset. Thank you, Lucas, for sending those in. And that's what we got going on for the photos across much of the nation. And if I missed any, I will go back and check. I always do, to make sure that I didn't leave any out. And I don't think I did. Okay, we're good to go. Let's take a look at Tropical Storm Chantal across the eastern Lesser Antilles here. You can see, actually let me go over to this side of the screen because we have a very formidable circulation here with Chantal, and it will continue to move towards the west-northwest, towards the Lesser Antilles, and it will affect areas like Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, Cuba, and eventually the Florida Peninsula will begin to see effects, but most importantly the Bahamas, because that's where I think the storm could stall a little bit as it moves into an environment. And let me show you the track that I think that Chantal is going to take. It's going to take a track just along the southern portion of the islands, right through the central Lesser Antilles, eventually towards just on the south end of Puerto Rico, and then make landfall somewhere around the western tip of Hispaniola towards Haiti, maybe towards Port-au-Prince, and then extend towards Cuba here on the east end. Near Guantanamo Bay here. So this storm could then make a beeline more towards the Bahamas and towards Nassau in the Bahamas. And then where it goes from there remains a question mark at that point. We're not sure if this East Coast trough is going to pick it up, but we do think that eventually a high-pressure system will build in across the western Atlantic, and that could steer the storm right into the Florida Peninsula and possibly into the Gulf of Mexico. Or the other scenario is up the East Coast. So I beg you to tune in and stay tuned for later statements on this system, especially after days 4 and 5 this week, which should be after Friday. Let's take a look at the 48-hour to 96-hour QPF here, which is quantitative precipitation. Look at the lion's share of the precipitation here across the southeast, where we'll see 2 to 5 inches of heavy rain. Here in the northeast, 1 to 3 inches of solid rain. Let's take a look at your forecast on Tuesday. We've got that system moving across the eastern portion of the United States, and it pretty much stalls here very slowly as it continues to start to move towards the Great Lakes. So we got severe weather across the upper Midwest here and western Great Lakes, and that will translate into warmer temperatures, humid conditions, but we'll get a little bit cooler here in the northeast with some of the clouds, so it'll become more temperate. On Wednesday, the severe weather threat spreads towards the northeast and portions of the upper mid-Atlantic and towards the areas from northeast Kentucky all the way up through the central Appalachians here, and possibly western New England could get on the act later in the day on Wednesday into Wednesday evening. Temperatures will be quite toasty and warm across the central plains and the southeast, but we'll start to get a little bit cooler across the northeast with time, and especially towards this weekend will become more temperate across the temperature spectrum. Like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here's a 4-day forecast for my hometown viewers from Binghamton, Elmira, and the northern tier counties of Pennsylvania. Looking on into Tuesday, we're going to be looking at continued scattered showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. Some of the storms could drop heavy rains up to a quarter to half an inch with locally higher amounts. We're going to start to go towards the 70s, upper 70s. You see by Friday here we'll be dipping down into the 70s with lower humidity Thursday and Friday. We'll have to get through Tuesday and Wednesday first, where we'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms, particularly in the afternoon and the evening hours. Overnight lows will start to dip down. Look at this. By Friday morning, we could be dipping down to 52 degrees. So a lot better sleeping weather in the Susquehanna region of Pennsylvania and the southern tier of New York. That's going to do it for MeteoMark.